Hey, how's it going everybody? It's me, Scott. Thank you very much for joining us. As you can see, we are back. We're playing some more Dragon Eclipse. We're into the Foray, into the Shadow Realm expansion. We've done the first bit of the first scenario. This is much more sort of railroaded. You're going to be going from one scenario to the next. Quick recap. We found out that a portal near our town, Careburg, was expanding rather than shrinking, and we were sent to investigate. When we got there, we found that mistlings from our planet were being sucked in, or our realm were being sucked into the portal. We followed. We had a combat with a skitterpaw, which was pretty rough. We didn't, unfortunately, manage to meet the conditions to tame them. We did win the battle, but it was pretty close. And then we arrived in a sort of a derelict town with a giant wall surrounding it. There's a creature trying to get past this wall from the other side, and we're trying to get through it. We found that there's a key likely somewhere in this town, probably a basement. I'm just going to play the audio so we can catch up together, but let's let that play.
Abruptly, there is an ear-piercing shriek on the other side of the wall, and a head appears above it. It looks like a wooden mask with a flesh-ripping owl-like beak. It is definitely a mistling which shrieks again in warning and pushes against the wall, no doubt trying to reach you and sink its beak into your body. It attacks again and again, but the wall holds, and the creature fortunately tires and disappears. Bad news, then. You're about to explore the territory of an angry, jealous mistling which already knows about your presence. Luckily, since it's on the other side, there must be another way there. Now, hurry up. You'd better find it before the mistling comes back.
Okay, so we have to set up map 1, which we've done. We have to put the timer in 3. We have to set secret 100 down here. For those of you who don't know, if you haven't seen the main campaign, what's going to happen as time proceeds, we're gonna go to these various scripts that you can see here, and it might tell us to reduce the time marker. When this time marker gets to here, something may happen, may tell us we've got a little bit more time, it may tell us to flip this over, which really indicates that you're kind of coming towards the end. And we're going to go to each of these. There's also hidden numbers in these. You may be able to just see this 0, 1, 3 just down here. I think that's what it says. It's so faint I can barely read it. I'm going to start with 0, 10 because I just wonder if that's where we sort of come in. And the way it works is we've got the app here. We just go to hit continue, and then we are asked to enter the script in here. So we're just going to find 0110. There we go. And then we press enter, and it plays some audio for us.
You gasp as you see tracks in the dust, certainly left by a running humanoid creature. You recognize them easily. Smaller than yours, almost childlike, and somehow angular. This is what the Fey footsteps look like. There is no doubt now that you are not alone in the ruins. But why was the stranger running? Was it because of the monster? It could be smart to look for some clues that could reveal what is happening here.
Okay, so we get 2 options. We get to look for clues only if you don't have the Town Raiser Part 2 status. We don't. We've only got 1 status on our status sheet, which is up here, Consequence 4. So we can look for clues only if you don't have the Town Raiser Part 2 status. We lose a time and go to script 030. There's no time for that. I mean, if there's someone here, it makes sense for us to try and find them, right? So we're going to lose 1 time, and we're going to go to 030.
As you look at the half-crumbling buildings, you quickly conclude that they may have been damaged by a huge beast that simply squeezed its bulk between them, brushing and grazing the walls. Also, the damaged parts seem dark, even for the Shadow Realm. Could that be the signature of the element of the dark? If so, none of your fellow tamers have ever told you about anything like that before.
Okay. So 030, we have a few options. Gain the Town Raiser Part 2 status. You know it's a mistling from the dark. So we can do that. So we'll just on our sheet, we'll literally just mark off the matching box. So this is Town Raiser Part 2. And again, they might come later into play. Then we have Gain 1 Power. So those of you who don't know, this is power. These little crystals. We put that down here. We'll likely be able to use it in combat as a sort of a benefit, but we may find other reasons to use it. Continue. Your mistlings seem excited to fight a strong foe, is what it says. And then it says continue the exploration. If our little token track here was on the secret, we'd have to then flip this over. Okay. So where do we go next? Should we go to 013 because it's hidden? And we like hidden things. 013. If token A is in slot 2, you have already visited this place. It is not.
You have reached the ledge overhanging the ghost town, where you see the remains of a camp, pitched here not long ago. You carefully inspect the area and look at all the traces that are visible in the meager light. Soon, you are sure that whoever set the camp rolled down from the ledge and broke into a run toward the building with the tower. They left a few bags behind, though. It is never a decent thing to search through anyone's belongings, but you feel justified in these circumstances. You go through the bags and find a piece of parchment with symbols on it, a line of arrows pointing in 2 directions. What is it? A code? Perhaps it could come in handy where the camp maker ran to.
Gain 1 item. We can do that. So we just take an item from our item pack. So we've got a tasty treat. So we normally use this in a test. We don't have to. This is test. I destroy this card or remove this card. Add or subtract 2. You may gain 2 damage to repeat this effect once. You can only have a maximum of 3 items, and we currently have 2 and 1 equipment. Okay, place token A in slot 2. So token A goes into slot 2 down here, and continue the exploration. We don't lose any time for that, so that's good. Should we go to 014? Let's try 014.
The landslide has opened some more underground structures that are worth exploring, but the crevice is deep and its sides steep and treacherous. A descent without any protective gear will be asking for problems. As you inspect the edge of the landslide, you grow more and more certain that the disaster was not natural. It must have been the mistlings doing.
Okay, we get a few options. Use the climbing equipment to get down the landslide. We do have one. I suspect that means there's some elsewhere. This ends the current exploration. Gain the safe entrance part 1 status. Try to climb down. This ends the current exploration. Go to 034. Look for clues about the monster or leave. I mean, I do want to look for clues, but we're going to keep using time. I'm going to keep looking around. Let's go to 09 without doing anything here so we don't lose any time. So 09. Just want to find out more before we head down, possibly.
You stumble upon another rather narrow but tall structure. Its walls are adorned with intricate carvings, and so are the supporting columns and the window frames. Why would anyone have decorated such a negligible building with such class?
If slot 2 is empty, go to script 027. Otherwise, read on.
To carry on, you would have to open a door which will not even budge. You look through a barred, peering hole to notice a staircase leading down behind it.
Choose one. Open the door. Requires token A in slot 2. You use the cipher to unlock the door and begin your descent. This ends this part of the exploration. Gain safe entrance 2. Or go to script 033. Then we go to script 033. Or we can leave and continue the exploration. I feel like we should continue to look round before we go here. But we know that 09, way down. Okay, we don't have to climb, we can just do that. Let's go to 011. Just want to find out as much as we can before we end up in a fight.
You look at a huge Fey house, which half tumbled down in the disaster. There is a wide gaping crack running vertically next to it, and you assume that a huge part of the house may have slid into the gap. Is it worth exploring?
Is it worth exploring? So 011. If you have token A in slot 1, you've already explored it. We don't. If you have token B in slot 1, we don't. Explore the building. Condition of the structure tells you this might be risky. Let's do it. 032. Perform a test. Okay, let's just find 032 over here. So it's easier sometimes to look at the book because they have the test results like this rather than it kind of being a scroll on the screen. So at the end of the test, for each eyeball, gain 1 damage. The eyeball symbols are actually called misfortune, but it's easier to say eyeball. If we have an Earth's Mistling, ignore the eyeball effects. For 3 or less, it's too dangerous to explore. For 4 to 6, you search the place carefully and come across a useful item. We lose a time and gain 1 item. For 7 to 8, while searching the place, you find climbing gear. 9 to 10, you quickly search the building and leave it before anything dangerous happens. I guess we do this. This is probably bad, but we do this. So let's grab our item cards. So we've got them all here. And we're looking for 4 to 6, 9 to 10. Doesn't really matter. It would be great to have 9 to 10 because then we won't lose any time. Okay, we have an eyeball and we have a 1. That is not a great start. We have 3. Let's go again. We have 4, so that's 6, 7. So that would still lose us a time. I'm going to do 1 more, so that's 8. That's not what we wanted. A is going to lose 1 time, place token A in slot 1, reveal the cards from the equipment deck until you get a rope. Gain that card, discard the rest. I've already got a rope, I don't need another one. I should have stopped at 4 to 6. It makes the most sense. I've taken 2 damage. I guess we stop here. Otherwise, we're gonna balls it even more. But we take 2 damage, which we put on our mistlings. So let's do that. 1, 2. Our mistlings are in this little divider here. What one is what? Okay, so there's our mistlings. We get to take an equipment card and we turn them over until we find a rope. I'd really like to be able to change this for something else. Any second now we're going to find a rope. Any second. There's a rope. Bag of powder. We get to cleanse if we use that. Okay. That was not quite what we were looking for, but we do have 2 ropes now. Right, so that's that. We've taken our damage. Okay. Oh, there was something else, right? We were... Place token A in slot 1. Okay, good. Good, good. And lose a time. Okay, fine. I guess we go to 08 and just have a look there. 08.
One of the buildings seems intact, and its entrance, wide and intricately decorated, looks particularly inviting. How about you search inside?
Sounds like a trap to me, but let's search inside. Look for the remnants of Fey culture. Search the building. Just going to go to the page in the book. Okay, so if we search the building, we lose a time. So what's interesting about the app is it doesn't tell you that you're going to lose time here, whereas the journal, search the building, lose a time. Look for the remnants of Fey culture. Let's go to that first of all, because that doesn't look like we're losing any time. 031.
You look around, wondering what mysteries of Fey life are hidden around you. A partly shattered mirror, presumably used in the past to magnify light. A fresco with slightly unnatural-looking trees, as if the artist awkwardly tried to mirror the trees from your home reality. A web-covered harp-like musical instrument, abandoned in the corner, most likely one of the few ways to bring back joy to this sinister darkness.
Continue the exploration, okay. Do we want to explore the building? It will lose us another time, but I think it's worthwhile. So, 08. Search the building.
One of the buildings...
Search the building. Lose a time, so we're now down to here, and go to script 026.
You wander the empty corridors and search each chamber, careful not to disturb the overwhelming silence. The half-crumbled building reveals the secrets of how Fey used to live. Their windows are huge, to catch the light from garden lanterns outside. In their eternal fight against the dark, the Fey put lamps and mirrors everywhere they could, and even put shining tiles on the floors, all dusty and cracked now. They must have worshipped plants, and kept all that could grow in such conditions, all of them withered now, in ornamental vases. Sadness and helplessness hang in the air. Before you leave the building and venture on, you spot an item in the rubble. You grab it, and stow it away for a future purpose.
Okay, gain one item and continue the exploration. So our item is Tough Nuts. My nickname in high school. Move. You may gain 2 damage to move again. So that's all of our items. Right. What have we got going on? So we continue the exploration, which means we have to turn over this card. Unexpectedly, the ruined cities is struck with ground tremors. If the time track is on is green, go to 047. If it's red, go to 048. So 047.
The buildings tremble, and dust billows all around them, clouding the area. The quake may just as well have been caused by a gigantic creature. Another quake could make the place collapse, so you'd better hurry up.
Okay, place secret 100, the one you just revealed, face down. Set this timer to 2. And put this back. So this is now indicating probably want to hurry up a little bit. Let's go to 015 first of all. So it usually gives you an indicator that, however, sometimes bad things happens. You could get to the bottom of this card and it means take damage or something, even if this is on the green side. If you have the Town Razor Part 1 status, you don't think that you'll find any more important details. Is this requirement met? No, it's not. We have number 2. Oh, hold on. 015. Hold on. Let's just find it in the book. Let's find it in the book. If you have Town Razor Part 1... Oh, I think I clicked the wrong option. Is this requirement met? No, it's not.
The new vantage point helps you notice a few details that have previously escaped your attention. First of all, a few buildings have rather intriguing damage. Their first floors seem intact, but higher floors got a massive pounding. You can see gigantic holes gaping in their walls, most likely the remnants of the monster's fury.
Okay. Study the aftermath of the Mistling's Rampage. I mean, it's going to lose a time, but I think it's worthwhile. Lose time, go to script 53.
You analyze the damage done to the buildings and a pattern emerges. The mistling tends to graze the sides of the buildings as if it were marking them. Such behavior is not uncommon among territorial mistlings. You approach the nearest building and peer inside to discover hundreds of dust-covered cans and bottles everywhere. There is a strong, rather unpleasant smell in the air. Judging by the amounts, the substance stored here must have been important to the Fae. The faded labels say paraffin. Interesting. What is it? You return to the debris-strewn street and walk on.
Gain the Town Razor Part 1 status. I will mark that off on our sheet. We're still 2 missing, but we don't have time to find out what they are without taking more damage or being crushed in a collapse. So we'll go to 09 again. We didn't get to go to the gate, but I think it's time for us to get out of here.
You stumble upon another...
Yep. If slot 2 is empty, it is not.
To carry on, you would have to open a door which will not even budge.
Hold on. If slot 2 is empty, go to script. It's not. Open the door requires token A in slot 2. We've got that. Open the door requires token A in slot 2. You use the cipher to unlock the door. Begin your descent. This ends this part of the exploration. Gain the safe entrance part 3 status. I will mark that off here. We've got a safe entrance. There isn't a safe entrance part 3. Part 2. I can't read. Okay. Safe entrance part 2. And then go to script 33.
You enter the underground city and halt, amazed by the complex combination of stairs and corridors spanning around it. Some tunnels look like natural formations, whereas others seem to have been dug out by the founders of this place, all of them big enough to let the monster squeeze through. Now you know how the beast crosses the wall. You push the thought of the monster away and look around. The central part of the town is taken by a lofty, enchanting structure which looks like a shrine or library. Unfortunately, the buildings down there haven't escaped the dark fate of the surface, and you see destruction everywhere. Some roofs caved in, a few walls crumbled, and some corridors are blocked by masses of debris. Then, a line of footsteps catches your eye. The tracks are tiny, almost childlike, and weirdly angular. Visible against the coat of dust, they disappear into the rubble. For the briefest of moments, you think that the echo carries someone's voice through the underground maze. Suddenly, a subtle wave of heat reaches you, and one of the shining crystals catches your eye. You take a step toward it, and feel its light drawn in your direction. And when you reach out your hand, you abruptly absorb all of it. Wow, this is an interesting discovery. It seems that there is a powerful energy in Shadow Realm that is similar to Dragon Essence.
That is interesting. Discard the secret from the event slot, if any, we will. Open map 02. We can do that as well. So 02 is likely over here. There we go. Place secret 101 face down. So that's going to be this one. So there's secret 101. This is a pretty small secret deck in comparison to the one we were looking at before. So you can see these are all of the secrets. There were so many previously. Okay, there's secret 101. If you have safe entrance 1, we don't. If you have safe entrance 2, we do. Gain secret 103. 102, 103. Okay, what do we get? Okay, we've got a new map token or card. So sometimes these will be map ones and you get to place them over places. This is the way you got in. Where do we place it? Up here? I think up here. I think this is, yeah, this is it. It goes here. Okay, interesting. What's next? Place the timer on the red side on 4. You probably don't have a lot of time before this place collapses. Gain 1 essence. So essence is this. We're going to be using this for something different in this playthrough, it said. We previously used it to tame monsters. but we're going to be using that for something different. Begin the exploration. So before we do that, we should just have a very quick look. I'm just going to move these off for secret numbers. They're so well hidden. Well, they're so well hidden if you've got terrible eyes like me. I can't... Oh, hold on. O23. I'm just going to write this down. O23 hidden map 2. Okay, just so I know that that's there, we'll put that over there. So that's right down here in this corner. You can probably just about see it. That actually shows up better on the camera than anywhere else. Interestingly, is there any others? Can't see any immediately. Okay, let's tuck this down here. And they usually have something useful in, as it turns out. But obviously we don't have a huge amount of time. So we know this is where we came from. So I'm assuming we can leave from that way. Let's just check O22 and see if it just says anything about leaving. O22. Head up to the surface. Stay a little longer. So yeah, if we go there, we know there are options. Where are we going to go? I guess we go to 020, right? It's the big crystal in front of us. Seems like a plan. Let's just try and straighten this up a little bit. There you go. O20. We've not got a huge amount of time, so...
The central monument immediately catches your attention. For some reason, it resembles a place of worship, which means it can hide valuable items, or, what's even more important, clues and solutions. You enter through one of the entrances to the side of the altar, only to be greeted by the sight of silver-infused ornaments, fey hieroglyphics, and a multitude of corridors and rooms. If you are to find the key, this must be the place.
Okay. Search the structure only if slot 1 is empty. It is. Go to script 029.
You search one room after another. Your movement is more frantic with each tremor. You clutch to the hope that the building won't collapse before you find the triangle key to the city gate.
Perform a test. At the end of the test, for each pair of eyeballs, you lose time. During the test, for each pair of the key status, you may add or subtract 1. Oh god. If you have a light, once per test, you may discard a card you just drew. The search is in vain. Let's start over. Continue the exploration. That's if we get 6. 7 to 8, you haven't found anything that could open the gate, but you have picked up a few other handy items. Lose 1 time, gain 1 equipment, or 2 items. Continue the exploration. A bar with 2 triangles. This must be the key you're looking for. 9 to 10. So we desperately need 9 to 10. We do have a couple of options that allow us to do things on tests. So, right, what have we got? We've got a 1, and what do we say eyeballs do? The end test, for each pair of eyeballs, lose time. Let's use our hatchet. It allows us to look at the top 3 cards of the item deck, set one of them aside, shuffle the rest back into deck. Does that really help us right now? I don't know if it does. Let's turn over the next one. So the next one is that, and we've got 1 eyeball, so we're up to a pair, and we've only got 3. That is not ideal. Next, we're up to 6, and I really need 9. Okay, I'm going to look at the next 3 cards. We've only got 3 cards. So we have 3, that's what we need, right? We've got a 6 and we've got a 2. So we can put these back in an order and shuffle them. But if we put this here, this is going to be 6, 7, 8, 9. We needed 9. 9 to 10. A bar with 2 triangles. This must be the key you're looking for. Place token A in slot 1 and continue the exploration. So we don't lose any time for that, but we do have 2 eyeballs, so we do lose 1 time. Token A in slot 1. Okay, that didn't go as bad as it could have gone. We do have to discard this along with all of these. So there's a reduced number of item cards as well, and it feels like it's pretty even split with good numbers or bad. Just so we know, this has got 6 and 2 eyeballs on for our next test. So we know there's 8 points in there, based on what we know. I'm just going to say 8 test plus 2 eyes. Okay. This must be the key. We've found what we needed. Okay. I think it makes sense for us to go to O23 just to see what's over here. If you have the preemptive strike status, there's nothing left to do here. Oh, God.
The footsteps you come across raise your hair and make you freeze. What a huge beast it must be. Besides, the tracks look fresh, and you realize that the huge mistling could be roaming around here somewhere. What if you could surprise it and gain some advantage in the combat to come?
Go to the monster before it finds you. Don't try anything fancy. Let's just hold off for a second. So we know if we go over here, we're likely to be able to surprise the monster. O17. We didn't have to lose time for that, so that's good.
You halt at the edge of a pool. Obviously, a part of the city got flooded. There is very little light here, but despite that, you manage to spot something shining on the bottom.
Dive in, send your water mistling to fetch the item. Let's dive in. Lose the time, go to script 037.
You take a deep breath, and you dive into the ice-cold water of the pool. Fortunately, there is surprisingly a lot of light in the water, thanks to a swarm of fluorescent, curious fish that surround you from all directions. You manage to grab the shining item on the bottom and swim up.
Gain 1 equipment, gain 1 power. Your mistling is awed by the beautiful fluorescent lights. Gain 1 equipment. We have a torch. Combat. Deal 1 burn in range 2. If you have a fire mistling, deal 3 burn instead. Okay. So we've got to get rid of one of these. I'm going to get rid of this one, I think, because we can't have that much equipment. Let's just put that there. I'll just keep these out for now. Right, continue the exploration. Let's go to O18, I think. I'm intrigued by this over here.
The tunnels fork and disappear in the dark of the underground. You feel dizzy as you try to visualize their immensely complex network. The Fae were a puzzling nation indeed. Why escape from their poorly lit surface into much darker tunnels?
Explore the tunnels, retrace your steps. Explore the tunnels, O43.
The deeper you get inside, the more complicated and confusing the maze becomes.
Oh no.
A few moments later, it dawns on you that you are lost.
If you have a torch, continue the exploration. We do have a torch. Well, that was lucky. O19, we didn't have to lose any time. If token A is in slot 2, you've already done everything that's needed to be done here. Is this requirement met? No. If you don't have the acquaintance part 1 status, go to O43.
You approach the heaps of debris which block the tunnel and the way to Grim.
What the hell's Grim? Hold on. Something must have gone wrong here. O19. If token A is in slot 2, it is not. If you don't have the acquaintance part 3, is this met? Yes. Sorry, that was my fault.
You carefully approach the heap of debris, quite convinced that you have heard muffled sounds coming from the other side. You have seen places struck by natural disasters, and you know that you should never ignore such signs. Someone could have gotten trapped in the debris. And yes, soon enough you hear an exhausted, guttural voice calling. "Hello? Is anyone there? Help! I need help!" Your heart beats faster. Your instinct was not wrong. Someone is trapped in the debris-blocked corridor. What's more, you have heard creatures speaking this way. It is a Fae. You cough and speak up to reassure the stranger. Oh, someone heard me. I can't believe it. He sighs with relief. Hey, wait, don't go away. My name is Grim, and I am stuck here. Please, help me get out.
Okay, gain the acquaintance part 1. We can do that. Okay. Try to release the Fae. Command your Mistling requires a shadow Mistling. We have one. So let's just double check, but I'm pretty sure our Aluka is an Earth and Shadow. I'm going to assume, I'm just going to check, but I'm going to assume that we can use the subclasses for tests. But Dragon Eclipse has, Awaken Realms have an AI app, Shock Horror, and you can ask it questions. So when in the map phase, we have a script that says, if you have a Shadow Mistling, can I use a subclass of Shadow in this scenario? I'm sure the answer would be yes, but who knows? So it just it goes away and searches its archives and then comes back and tells us some stuff. Okay. Give it 1 second. It's just doing a quick Google. Yes, mistlings with subtype elements such as shadow subclass are treated as if they have those elements. Great, good answer. Good answer. Let's go back to the app then. If you have a shadow mistling, we do. Your creature uses omnipresent shadows. Uses the omnipresent shadows to crush the rocks and remove the debris. Get a script 51.
With a tremendous effort, you manage to roll a few rocks away. Grim is free. You eye the stranger suspiciously as he dusts off his clothes and spreads his vestigial wing. His skin seems unnaturally pale, and his eyes are visibly larger, especially now that they flash with shock. What happened to your wing? He stutters. And you are all different. You're not one of us. Who are you? It takes you a while to explain to the Fae that you come from another dimension, and you reassure him that despite physical differences, you are pretty much the same. And you are sure of it, because you have met Grim's kin. Soon, he smiles tentatively. Well, all right. Now that this is settled, allow me to say that you have my eternal thanks, he says. Well, eternity is ridiculously long, so thanks is enough, all right? He looks around. This place is a nightmare. How did you survive so long? You shrug your shoulders to show that you've been through worse. As if this place wasn't dangerous enough, an enormous mistling prowls around. Grim keeps talking. It is called the Monumentor, and it is the spawn of the Shadow Realm. The brood is too big to imagine, let alone fight, so let's leave this place, my friend. He stops to think, and looks at you, his eyes narrowed. Well, actually, why not? You saved me, so this makes you my friend. You seem like you could use a guide, someone to show you around, give you a tip or two. What do you say? By the way, how do you get here? I happen to have a cipher to open the staircase door, if you need it.
Okay. Gain secret 103. Haven't we already got that? Yeah, up here. Grim joins you. Continue the exploration. I guess we go to 116 because we've got a little bit of time left, so we'll go up here. I guess this is the way down. A feeble
trickle of light penetrates through a hole in the ceiling. Reaching the surface this way will be a torment, so you'd better have what you came here for.
Yeah, so this is how we could have got down here. Right, we're going to see if we can attack this monster, I think. If you have the preemptive strike status, there's nothing left to do here. We don't.
The footsteps steps you come up.
Yeah, we know. Go find the monster before it finds you. Gain the preemptive strike. This could be a really bad idea. Okay, go to script 046.
Traversing the caverns and half-collapsed corridors, slowly but surely, you near the mistling's imposing lair. You notice that the underground maze is more spacious than you anticipated, enough for the enormous mistling to squeeze through. The beast is quiet, even seems drowsy. Looks like it has no idea about your presence yet. You have the element of surprise.
Okay, set up combat using the following. Okay, map 4, we've got arena card first 43. Let's find that. Arena card 43. Is that the one we did yesterday? 44, 43. No, the Raised City. Okay. And we get some modifiers. So I guess I'll go through those as we come across them. Leave it with me. I'll set up combat and we'll get the combat done this episode. I'll be right back. Okay, we are back. We're sort of ready for combat. Let's just talk through what we've got going on, shall we? We have the Raised City. Place 1 stone in each of the umbrella spaces, so we've got those there. You and an enemy cannot move or be placed in a space with a stone. You may treat stones as opponents for purposes of attacks, dealing magical damage. When a stone is dealt 4 or more damage in a single turn, discard it. Bonus action, 4 power. Taunt. The next enemy turn, when the Monumentor attacks and deals damage, you may choose to make it target stone in range 1 instead of you. So if we're standing anywhere, I think, during the enemy attack, when the Monumentor attacks or deals damage, you may make it target a stone in range 1. So we could be standing next to it and make it hit one of these things. Okay. Then we've got the Monumentor. Its health is 38. It has 2 magical shield, 1 normal shield. Hits for 3 and moves 1. It has 3 of each of the attack cards. A circle, it will rush, attack +4. So it will do 7 damage. Deal slow in range 3. And if it was fighting a water elemental, it would be +2 damage. On a square, deal 6 damage, drain, so it's going to heal for 6 as well if it does 6 damage. And silence in range 2. And then it's going to rush +1 and deal 3 magical damage to light in range 2. And on a triangle, rush, deal weak in range 2 and attack +4. On a special, which triggers on a 2, this is insane, retreat, deal 8 damage to each opponent within 4 spaces away. 4 or more spaces away. Deal 4 damage to each opponent 2 or 3 spaces away. Deal 2 damage to each opponent 1 space away. To tame it, mislead it. Each time the Monumentor deals damage to a stone, place 1 token of these tokens on the card. We have to have 3 on the card. Tire it out. It has 20 health or less. Enrage it. Deal 10 or more damage to the Monumentor in a single turn. Now, I don't know if we're going to be able to do that with the Luminesca. Stand tall. End your turn within range 1 of the Monumentor and have at least 10 health, 10 power. Now, I'm going to be honest. I don't think we're in a place to be able to try and consider taming this thing. I think it's going to be enough of a battle just to try and do damage to it without dying every 2 turns when this triggers. However, we do get some bonuses because we did catch it unawares. We either get to apply slow or weak to it, or gain 2 power. And if you have the Town Razor Part 1 status, you get one of these on the taming card. So we do. We have that. What else have we got? Town Razor Part 2. If you have the Town Razor Part 2 status, gain 2 power. So that's that. If you have 3 or 4, we don't have those. So let's have a little look at who we're fighting. Us on the right, them on the left. This is what we're up against. Look at it. Look at that booty. This is what we're fighting. Some kind of totem-esque type thing. It's pretty cool. That's going to go in slot number 1. And this is us, this tiny little young Luminesca that goes in number 2. Okay, so this is them, this is us, in case you're wondering. Appreciate it doesn't help that these are all lined up in a row, and the stones are all here. So what's it doing first? It's doing a rush, so it's going to move 1, then an attack +4, deals slow in range 3. So it's not going to hit us, but still. I could make it, well, I've got 4 already, so I could make it hit the stone. I'm just going to read the stone again. During the next enemy turn, with the Monumentor attacks or deals damage, you may choose to make it target a stone in range 1 of you instead. In range 1 of you instead. Okay, so what we got? We have Searing Radiance, we have Searing Radiance, we have Photosynthesis, and we have Light Vortex. Not bad, you know, because we are going to be able to do damage to it. Do I think I've got any chance of taming this? I'm going to be able to do 9 damage to it minus 2 shield twice. So I'm going to be able to do 2 damage to it. Oh, that sucks. That really sucks. Because it's got magical shield. These do 3 damage and then 3 damage. So I'd have been able to do 6 damage to it, but take away 2 from each of those. Ugh. Oh, I need to apply slow and weak anyway, right? They're around here somewhere. Hold on. Slow and weak. I think we're going to do photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is an upgrade at the start of your turn. Gain 1 power. So every turn we're going to get an extra power. We can get 2 more of these. So we're up to 5, 6. We've already got 1 damage from earlier. I need something that pierces, really. Okay, he's going to do slow to me, but I think that's fine. We get blinding radiance, which is pretty good. But again, we need pierce. So that was me. Don't think I can do anything else. It's his go. He's doing a circle, which is rush. So we'll move him here. I'll take these with him. He is going to deal +4. So that's 7 damage and silence, but he's got weak, so that's 1 damage in range. Then he's going to rush +1. It'd still be 1 because these go away. And they go away at the end of the turn. I'm just moving them early for that. So, and then he's going to... oh no, sorry, I'm reading the wrong one. So he's not rushing at all. He is going to... So it was a circle, right? Deal slow in range 3. So we're now slowed. Okay, fine. Next he's doing a square, which is deal 6 damage and silence in range 2, and then rush +1 and deal 3 damage to me in range 2. So I really like to be away from him, but I'm only going to be able to move 1 space, which sucks. Start of our turn, we get... Hold on, I put it over there. Yeah. Start of our turn, we get 1 of these to begin with. So we're up to 7, right? 2, 4, 6, 7. So he's definitely going to hit us for something. But if I move 1, so he's going to do square. So if I was here, so if I used 1 to move, he would, on his turn, deal 6 damage with drain in range 2. We wouldn't be in range 2. Then he'd rush +1, but by that point we may have applied slow to him. So we'd rush to here, and then he'd deal 3 damage in range 2, which would be us. But I can spend some of these to get him to target the stone instead. but then he's still going to hit us for 2. You suck. You really suck. And then he's going to do his special, which if I was here and he was here, he'd do 4 damage to me. Oh my god. Okay, well either way we're going to have to move, right? So let's spend the one we just picked up to move here. We'll take our slow with us, although we're not planning on moving anymore because we don't have any move cards. I think we do... Let's backtrack slightly. We've spent 1 power. I'm just going to bring that back. So we're up to 7. I'm going to use Light Vortex. You may gain 1 brightness. Brightness allows us to do a few things. I can spend 2 to gain another brightness. I'm going to do that. So we'll put this here. So we're up to 2 brightness. I can attack in range of 2. So my attack is 3 damage minus 1. So I get some damage on him. It's only 2, but it's better than nothing, right? So 2 damage to him. If we're fighting a shadow, we get another brightness. So we're up to 3. This can come over here. Then I'm going to spend 1 to move 1 with our weakness. Sorry, our slow. And I think that's me done. Okay, this comes up, this goes here. We get to then let him do his turn. So his turn is going to be to deal 6 damage and silence in range 2. We are not in range 2. He's then going to rush, which means he moves here and then here, because he rushes +1. Then he's going to deal 3 damage in range 2, so we do take that. I've got no way of stopping it, and I don't have a shield to stop magical damage, so we're up to 4 damage. Okay, not great. And then this goes here, sorry, he's doing a square. So this goes here. Then he's doing his special action, which is deal 2 damage to each opponent 1 space away. So we're up to 6 damage already. Oh, this was a mistake. The fact that his special triggers so regularly is insane. This was a mistake. Okay. Oh, yeah, hold on. We should have probably used his thing to do damage there. Triangle, rush, deal weak in range 2 and attack +4. Okay. Start of our turn, we get one of these. Don't really like any of these. I'm going to spend 1 to prepare. So I'm going to get rid of Searing Radiance. It goes over here. These move up. What does prepare do? Discard 1 card, you may draw 1 card. I'm just going to check. I can't remember off the top of my head. When I use the prepare action, once I discard a card from slot 4, do I slide the remaining cards up and draw a new card into slot 1? I'm pretty sure the answer to that is yes. Searing Radiance in this instance just isn't useful too. So most it can do is 2 damage, which really sucks. What's he doing? So triangle, I need to make sure he's got... I've got 4 left. Because then... Yes, when you use the prepare action, you spend 1 power to discard an action card from a chosen slot. After discarding that, you slide the remaining cards up. So these will move up here. This goes here. Inner Light, gain 1 power. Do not discard other upgrades. That's really useful to stick on our card here. Okay, now I don't want to put weak or anything on him. But I do want to get out of his way. Because I want him to attack this thing. Okay, I know I've said how useless it is, but I'm going to use Searing Radiance. 1, 2, and 3. Searing Radiance, deal 3 damage in any range, and then if it's a shadow, deal another 3 damage. So we're doing 2 damage to him because he's got 2 magical shield. It's up to 4. Okay. Okay. So that was that. On his turn, he is going to rush, deal weak in range 2 and attack +4. I don't really want weak, but we can do something with it. So I'm going to spend 1 to move here. Okay, these move up. This goes here. It's his turn. He is doing a triangle, which is rush, deal weak. So we are now weak. And attack +4. Oh, have I got this right? It's a stone in space 1, so I'm going to move here, I guess. Actually, I wouldn't have moved, right? Let's just figure this out. I was here, he was here. I wouldn't have moved. Let's get this back. The reason being is I thought it was him of space 1, but it's me. So this goes here. We'll get our 1 power back. He is going to use his attack +4. We're going to spend 4 of these, 1, 2, 3, and 4, to make him target this stone. Whenever he deals damage to a stone, so we'll make him target this stone. So this is destroyed, and he gets a new one of these tokens over here. So we're up to 2 at least. Okay, now we're weak. What's he doing next? A square, which is deal 6 damage and silence in range 2, which I am going to be in. Oh, I think earlier I messed it up. I didn't retreat him on his special ability. Oh, well, we'll come back to that later when we do the next one. So, okay, I'm going to use Restoration, I think. So that means we can heal 2, so we're back down to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We gain 2 power. 1, 2. We can cleanse. We don't need to cleanse. If we're fighting a shadow, we can deal silence, which means his special won't trigger on this turn. And we deal weak. Okay. So do I need to move? I think it makes sense to move so I can be next to this thing. Yeah, let's move. 1, 2, 3. Take our weakness with us. We don't need to use it because we're not attacking. Did I spend 1? I think I spent 1, but I'm not sure. Does anyone know if I spent 1? I'll be back. I'll just check. But equally, I didn't pick 1 up from having our special. So we remain on 5 after moving, spending 1, and then picking 1 up. So it's his go. This moves up. This goes here. It's doing square, which is deal 6 damage and silence in range of 2. We are in range 2, so we take a silence. Then we take 1 damage because we're still in range 2, right? So we're up to 5 because he's got weakness. Okay, we're up to 5. We should turn this over. And then rush +1, so 1, 2. Oh, we only move, yeah, 1, 2. And he attacks for 3 in range 2, so we take another 3 damage. Youch. We're up to 8. Oh no, we only take 1 damage because he's weak. Okay, so he's not doing his special this turn, but he would normally. So next up he's doing triangle again, which is rush, deal weak in range 2, and +4. Okay, Okay, so we gain 1. It's the start of our turn. We want him to be here. We want him to attack one of these things. We need to do damage to him. Okay, I'm going to do this. So we gain another 1. We gain 1 brightness. So up to 4. Now I could spend 2 to get another brightness, but I don't need to because I'm fighting a shadow, so I get 1 more brightness. And then I get to attack in range of 2. So we're going to attack him for 3 damage. He's got 1 shield, so he takes another 2 damage. He's up to 6, everybody. Look at the progress we're making. Any second now, he'll probably collapse. How much do we need to do to him? We need to do 18 damage to him. This seems unlikely. Okay, I'm going to stay where I am. We move this. Am I going to stay where I am? No, I'm going to move 1. I know it sounds silly, but I'm going to move 1. We remove silence. We'll put that over there. Now it's his go. He is going to move up here, put this... hold on. He's going to do his special, which will actually only be 2 damage to us, which is fine. So he's doing a triangle. So the triangle is rush, deal weak. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, deal weak in range 2 and attack +4. We're going to spend 4 of these to make him attack this stone. So that stone goes, and we take another 1 of these and put this over here. Okay. I don't know how we're going to do 10 damage. Because of the shield, it makes it nigh on impossible. No, because this card is really good, but it means we have to discard a card. Sorry, it means we have to discard all of our energy, which means we're then not going to be able to do anything else. Really need a trigger. Okay. So he's done that. He's now doing his special, which is retreat 1, and then deal 2 damage, 4 damage to each opponent 2 or 3 spaces away. So 4 damage to us. So we're up to 10. Oof. Okay. Start of our turn. We take 1 of these. He's doing a circle next, which is rush, attack +4, deal slow in range 3, and then if it's a water, attack +3. Hold on, this wasn't a square. No, it's a triangle. Good. Okay. So I've got weak. I really would like to do some damage to him. I just need to not be in range of him this turn. So I'm going to use Inner Light, which is gain 1 power, plus we take 2 of these for where the card was. This goes under here, so we can have another upgrade. This is all this is doing, is allowing us to have multiple upgrades. So gain 1 power when you do not discard other upgrades when you play this card. So that's all that's doing. It's not actually doing anything massively useful to us. But we're going to spend 1 of these to move 2. Because he, on his turn, is going to rush. So he's going to end up here. He's going to deal an attack and then slow in range of 3, which we will be. So maybe we don't want to be here. Maybe we want to be here. So he moves here, and then we could spend 4 to make him attack those things again. But this is quite a nice little merry-go-round. Don't know how we do damage to this thing. Right, let's stay over there then. Right, our weakness goes. Okay, this could be yes, this could be really useful. So it's his go. He is doing a circle. His circle is rush, attack +4. Deal slow in range 3. We take slow. Okay. Next up, he's doing a square. Deal 6 damage and silence in range 2. Rush. Okay. 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 So it's our go. So he's going to do that, and then he's going to do his special. So weakness on him would be pretty good. Our turn, we take one of these. I mean, even using our special, we will do a maximum of 3 damage to him. That's stupid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this might be silly, but we're getting 3 of these. And they're going to spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of these. Don't like going down to 0, but I'm going to spend 9 of these to do our blinding radiance, which is discard 9 power, deal 9 damage, -2, so we do 7 damage to him. Come on. So he's up to 13 damage. We need to do 18 to him. Deal slow and weak. There's weak to you, buddy. And there's slow. Oh no, that's not slow. And there's slow. Okay. We get rid of our slow. We can't do anything else. It's his go. He is doing a square, which is deal 6 damage and silence in range 2. I'm going to bring these over here. So he's going to do silence to us. And we take 1 damage because he's weakened. Then he's going to rush +1. He's only going to rush 1. Then he's going to deal another 3 damage to us in range 2, where we're going to take another 1. We're up to half our damage. Then he's going to do his special, because he did that last time, so that goes over there. He's going to do his special, which is retreat, so he's going to move back 1, and then deal 4 damage for each one, 2 spaces away. We take another 1 damage. Huge. Having that weakness is huge. Okay. These move up, sorry, forgot to do this. This goes here. Brilliance, okay. What's he doing next? A circle. Rush, attack +4. Ooh, so we gain 1 of these. Rush, attack +4, deal slow in range 3. So I really want him to be hitting this thing or just be out of his range, right? Okay, we can do Aegis of Light, which is 2 of these. Oh, that's not enough. That is not enough. Okay, interesting. Okay, we're going to do... No, I can't get over here. No, this is fine. We're going to do Aegis of Light. So we're going to spend... we're going to gain 2. We are going to put this as an upgrade, but we are able to move +3, so we can now move 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The silence goes away. Over here. Okay. So we've got all of our upgrades. At the end of your turn, you and your opponents, if you gained any damage, heal. I'm going to spend 1 of these to do our elemental bonus action. 1, exchange, deal 1 magical damage with pierce 2 in any range and gain 1 damage. So I do 1 damage to him. I take a damage, but then I immediately heal because I took 1 damage. That's it. That's us done. Right, we move this here, we put this here. It's his go. He's doing a circle, which is rush. So he moves here. Deal 4 damage, deal slow in range of 3, 1, 2, 3. We are not in range 3. And then if we're a water, attack again. Okay, this is good. This is good. We gain 1. I'm immediately going... What's he doing next? Triangle. Rush. So he's going to be here. So this is bad news. Because I'm going to be at the end of his turn when he does... Oh, you know what? No, we're good. We're good. Okay. I am going to spend 1 to move. And I'm going to move here. I'm then going to do Colours from Beyond. Deal 2 damage in any range in line. Deal an additional 2 damage for each empty space. So 2, 4, 6, 8. Doing 8 damage to him, minus 2, so we're doing 6 damage to him. Let's put this here. Let's go out, grab 3 of these. 1, 2, and 3. So we are gaining, we're doing 6 damage. So 5, 6. So that puts him up to another 10, right? Where am I going with this? This goes over here. This goes here. We take away these. Okay, so he's now under the 20 health. Now, the next thing is do more than 10 damage in a single turn, which feels very unlikely. Okay, before I turn this over, I am going to spend 1 to deal 1 damage to him and then immediately take 1 damage myself and heal it. And then... I'm going to use my Sturdy Rope. Combat. Deal slow and weak to an opponent in any range. So that goes over there in the discard. And we do slow and weak to him. Perfect. Okay, so it's his go. This moves up. He's doing a triangle. The triangle is Rush. Boop. Attack +4 in range 2. There is no one to attack. Then he does his special, which is Retreat. Boop. I need to turn this over. Retreat. Okay. Deal opponent 4 spaces away. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's us. He's going to do 1 damage to us because we made him weak. These go away. Okay. But then we shuffle all of these cards because he's done his whole thing. I don't think there's a way that we can do 10 damage in 1 space, but who knows. Okay, this goes back over here. He's doing a triangle next, which is Rush, deal weak in range 2 and attack +4. We've got Smash. Choose any space with a terrain. Deal 6 magical damage to each opponent within range 1. Reduce this by their shield, not their magical shield. That's pretty good. If this was in slot 4, we could trigger. So we could get 1 for that. Then we could do our... So we would do 5 damage to this one, for this one, right? We'd do 5 damage over here because we'd be doing 6 damage minus 1 because we're using his shield rather than his shield. Then Brilliance. Then our special, which is deal 4 damage, deal 1 damage for each brightness. We've got a maximum of 5 brightness. So that would be minus his shield, which is 2. So we do 5, 6, 7, 8, which is 2 short of where we need to be. You suck. You really suck. Really need a trigger. So I think the most I can do is 9. Oh. I think the most I can do is 9. What's he doing? Rush, deal weak in range 2 and attack +4. Let's just go through this again. Deal 6 damage to each opponent within range 1 of this space. So that would be 6 damage minus 1 because of his shield. So that's 5 damage. Then we'd do our special, we'd have 5, we'll have 6 because we picked one up. We do our special, which is 5 damage minus 2, so that's 8. Then we do our elemental bonus action at the beginning of the turn, so that would be 9. God damn it. This card doesn't help me in the slightest. Deal 3 damage in any range, and then plus 1 shield, 1 magical shield, 1 attack, and 1 movement. But for each upgrade we have, but it's not the attack that we do. Okay, I think I'm going to pick one up, and then I'm going to spend one immediately to shuffle. So I'm going to put this here to prepare. I'm going to put this here and move this along. We now have Sundering Flame. Oh, this is huge. Okay, we're going to use Sundering Flame. We're going to get rid of one of these things. I'm going to get rid of gain power on the start of your turn. Probably a mistake. I'm going to get rid of heal, the heal one. So we're going to take that away, and I'm going to use Sundering Glare. We get 1 for this and 1 for where it is. That goes there. And now we've got your magical attacks have Pierce 2. That is huge. Okay. Which means this goes here. Oh, we needed a thing. I'm going to put this here instead of here. That's on me. I should have picked that up earlier. Okay. Now what? So I've used this. What did I just use? I used the thing. I've got my thing. I don't need to do anything else. Yeah, I'm done. Okay, here's goes. Doing a triangle. Triangle is rush, deal weak within range 2, and then attack plus 4. We're not in range 2. Right, it's our go. We are going to smash. So we get one of these. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can now do smash. He's in range 1 of her thing. He's going to use his shield to block this rather than his normal. So we get 2 of these. Is that right? Did I just pick those up? I don't know. Hold on. Got to check again. Okay, so I don't think I picked up our 2 for using smash. So we've got that. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Smash. Deal 6 damage to an opponent within range 1 of this space with a terrain in. Reduce this by their shield. So we're going to hit them for 6. That's actually going to be 5, right? Because of that. I'm just going to tuck these here so we can keep track of it. Okay, so that can go there. Then we're going to do 4 here. Maybe I'll have done this first, to be fair. Let's assume I did this before I did that. We're using 4 to do 5 damage, but we have Pierce 2, so that negates his shield. So that's another 5 damage, so that is 10. I'm just going to tuck these on here so we can see them. So we've now done 10 damage in a single turn. We haven't finished our turn yet. End your turn within range 1 and have 10 power. So we've got 5 currently. We get rid of one of these. This would have gone in our discard pile. We're going to lose our special effects in a second, but all we need to do is get power. So what's he doing? He's doing a circle, which is rush. So he's going to be here, plus attack plus 4, then deal slow. Then he's going to retreat. So he's going to move back here, and then he's going to attack. So we're going to take 4 damage. Did I put the damage on him? Don't think it matters because we're not going to attack him anymore. I don't think I have any way to stop him doing this anyway, so that's fine. So let's move this up and put this here. That's my turn done. It's his go. What did we say he was doing? He was doing a circle, right? So rush and attack plus 4, we're not there. Deal slow, so there's one of those. If we were water, it'd attack again, we're not. And then he does his special, which is retreat. Oh, we're slow, not him. Then going to retreat, and he's going to attack, deal 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, we're 3 spaces away, deal 4 damage. Ouchie. Okay. Get rid of these and change it to a 5. Okay. It's close, and I don't know if I'm still going to be able to do this. Next he's doing a square, which is deal 6 damage and silent. So we're going to take this either way. This is all a bit irrelevant. So we're going to take this. This goes here. Oh, that might be the end of this. Hold on. Because he's going to do 6 damage and then another 3 damage. 9 damage to us. The question is where this goes. Okay, we can get around this. We're going to take Undying Light. So we're going to do this. We're going to put this here. We're going to... Oh, no, we can't. Hold on. I need to know... When do we put the card we've just used on top of our discard pile? Do we shuffle the cards before putting the card we've just used on top of our discard pile if we have no more cards to draw? Don't know if that made sense, but... because on his turn, he's going to deal 6 damage with Drain. So he's going to heal. That doesn't matter. And then he's going to rush +1. So he's going to be standing right next to us. Then he's going to deal 3 damage to us. So he's going to do 9 damage. We're on 28. So that's enough to kill us. When you resolve an action card during your turn, you place the resolve card face up on top of the action card discard pile. If you need to draw from a card from your deck as empty, you must reshuffle your discard pile to create a new deck before drawing. That card you just used would already be in the discard pile when you reshuffle. Crap. Okay. I think I might be screwed. What order do you place discard cards on your discard pile when you use trigger? Because this is the deciding factor. If we can use this, put that on top of our discard pile, then use this as a trigger, then we get the shields. That would be huge. When you use trigger, you resolve another card from your slots and discard it. Then you end resolving the card. Then you end resolving the card that caused the trigger and discard it. Discard the card that was used to trigger. So we're screwed either way. Because I'm going to have to draw. I don't think I can do anything about this. I can't get out of his range. I guess I'm going to be standing... No, he's still going to do 6 damage to us. Regardless of what I do. Okay, hold on. So I need to end the turn with 10, right? I've got 4, 5, 6, 7. If I take this, that's 3. So that puts me up to 10. And then I've got this. This might be clutch. Move, gain 2 damage, move again. Which would put me within 1 space of him with 10, right? Let's just make sure this is correct. So I'd take 1 to begin my turn. Then I'd take another 3 for using Luminous Infusion. So that would be 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But I can only move 1. I can't move any spaces. But I would use this to... No, use this. Where did I just put it? Here. Move 1. Boop. And then gain 2 damage. Boop, boop. That puts me up to 20 to move again, and with that I end right next to him. I just want to make sure that my maths was correct on the amount of power I had before I started this turn. We'd have taken 1 for our start, then 3. So as long as I had 6 at the beginning of this, which I don't know if I did, I wonder if I gained 2. Let me go and check. Bear with me. Okay, I'm back. And I think we had 7 in our draw pile before we even began, which is good. I was just checking the rules also about when you shuffle your discard pile. You shuffle when you need to draw a card, so this is okay, because obviously we didn't need to draw one. So I think we had 7 in our pile. We took 1 for starting the turn. We then took the card in 3, so we would have taken 3 of these, but we had to put 1 back. We then used our tough nuts to move 1, and because we got slow, we can move again, taking 2 damage to move 1, which puts us within range 1 of him, having 10 power, and that is enough to tame him, and that was real clutch, because that would have been the end of us on that turn if it have hit us. That was insane. Okay, tame, go to script 039. We can do that. Let's just have a little look. 039.
The mistling freezes and looks at you with all its eyes. You read no emotions in them, and cold shivers run down your back, but the beast refrains from hostile actions. It suddenly kneels like a well-trained horse and tilts its head with curiosity. You touch its surprisingly warm skin and realize you have won the mistling's heart.
Sorry, I apologise that the audio might have been quite loud. I put you right next to the microphone. The phone right next to the microphone. Okay, we've won his heart. Each mistling that took part in the combat heals down to half their health, so we get 12 hit points. Okay. The rest can go away. I think I did enough damage to him, right? Now I'm questioning it, but I'm pretty sure I did enough damage to him. He was over 18, which would have been it. I'm sure we must have done. If I didn't, then I messed that up on accident rather than on purpose. But I'm sure we got him down by 18 hit points. Okay, let's just put these away. Oops, we'll throw that one on the floor. Okay, place card 268 in the divider. So let's put you back over here. Bring you over here. Let's just grab the Mistling divider. So we've got the cards over here, so we can read a little bit about him. So 268 goes over here. Then it says 267 in the encyclopedia. A Monumentor is a half-legendary mistling that appears mostly in scary bedtime stories from the Shadow Realm. It's hard to sift them to find any grains of truth, but most stories agree there is an enormous tetrapod inhabiting caverns and underground ruins. It's also said to be an immensely strong and fiercely protective of its territory. No tamer has ever met it, let alone tamed it, until today, my friends. Until today. Okay. Place cards 2659, and with all of them, the action cards behind the thing, we can do that. So all of these, this is now in our party. We've only got so many mistlings that we can take, so it's good to have a third now. This goes behind the remove divider, clear the arena. If you have preemptive strike status, continue the exploration. We do. Okay, let's bring this over here. Let's close this. I'm just going to have to make sure we wrap up, so bear with me. We'll just do this last bit, and we'll be right back. Okay, so we are back and we're about to continue the exploration. Now, I'm not sure if there's much more for us to do here, so I think I'm going to go via 022. 022.
The door to the staircase remains open. You can safely return to the surface when you are done searching the place.
I am so done searching this place. Head up to the surface, requires a token in slot A. We've got that. If you have already found the triangular key, so you may head towards the main gate. This ends the scenario to script O25. If you have preemptive strike, go to O38. We do.
You arrive at the gate and place the bar with the triangles onto the would-be lock. The triangles do match. The hinges grate as the door reluctantly opens before you, promising the next leg of the journey.
Nice. If you have secret 104, remove the token from it. We don't. If you have the acquaintance number 1 status, we do. 54.
As you leave the town behind you, you hear running footsteps. You look back and see a male fae in tattered clothes, his vestigial wing flapping as he runs. "That Monumentor job was impressive," he shouts, panting. "You truly scared that earth-shaking brute, and it had it coming. But leaving me down there in the ambush was far from nice. I called for help, didn't I? What did I do to this?"
Hold on. If you don't have it, we were listening to the wrong one. We do have it. If you have the acquaintance part 2, we don't have that.
You hear running footsteps soon after you leave the town. You look back and see a male fae.
Hold on. This is so annoying. So if you don't have the acquaintance part 1 status, we do have the acquaintance part 1. If you have the acquaintance part 2 status, why would it be if you don't have the acquaintance part 1 status and then if you do have the acquaintance part 2? If you have the acquaintance part 2 status, is this requirement met? Yes.
As you leave the town behind you, you hear running footsteps. You look back and see a male fae in tattered clothes, his vestigial wing flapping as he runs.
I'm confused. We've already met him, so I'm going to go through this in the book, just in case it's different. So, what one are we reading? We are reading O38. So I'm just going to bring up the book and just see if we are doing something a bit dumb. If you have secret 104, if you don't have acquaintance part 1 status, go to script O54. If you have acquaintance part 2 status, go to script O56. So we don't have. If you don't have acquaintance part 2 script, go to O54. So we do have acquaintance part 1 status. If you have the acquaintance part 2 status, we don't have that. Otherwise, read on. You hear running footsteps as you leave town. You look back and see a male fae in tattered clothes. We know who he is. Monumentor's job was impressive, but you truly scared that earthshame break. My name is Grim. Yeah, we know. I'm confused. I wonder if we were meant to get. Let's just see what O56 says. If you have acquaintance 02, O56. Let's see what it says. Because we got him out, right? As you leave the town behind you, hear running footsteps, made attack clothes, whispering. He shouts, "You truly scared that earthshame brute. Well, you eventually left me there, but I got there. There are no limits that what one can do." He's close enough to see that to see you fully, and stops abruptly seeing you. You're all different. This is weird. It feels like something's a bit amiss because we've already met him. He's already said that we're different. But I think we'll carry on from here. Gain secret 104. So he's basically having a go at us for not catching up with him. Grim takes a breath and shrugs his shoulders. Well, what is the difference anyway? All right, all grievances aside, in case you've forgotten, my name is Grim, and you will look like you need a guide here. Gain secret 104, which is the same on all of these, to be fair. So gain secret 104. 104. Secret 104 is Grim, a fae who has decided to join you. Talk to Grim. Go to script 100 of the current scenario. In between scenarios, you campsite script on the world map. Okay, interesting. Gain secret 104. We are friends now. Don't die so quickly. So I'm just going to tick the acquaintance 2 off, I think. I don't really know. Something feels a bit amiss. Go to script 57. Okay. Script 57. I do need to check the errata just for these, so I'll do this in a second. But you've reached the end of the scenario. Take the world map. We can do that. Oh, we need to go to script 0100, it sounds like. 0100, because that means we can talk to Grim.
There is no immediate danger, so it seems like a perfect moment for a little chat, Grim says. But alright, let's assume we have time for one question. Fire away.
One question, you say. Tell me more about the Monumentor. How exactly did he end up in that tunnel? How did you open... How to open the gate to the upper city? What is this place? Why are you alone out here? How did he end up in the tunnel? Now, why are you alone out here? Go to script 105. If you don't have the consequence status part 1, we don't.
My people have suffered a lot, Grim admits. After centuries of living in this reality of darkness and gloom, we tried to use the portals to...
If you don't have consequences part 1 status, go to... Hold on.
Most of my people have left the Shadow
That's the
Realm
one.
through the Moon Gates, Grim admits. Some have stayed, though, to continue living in this reality of darkness and gloom, and I mean to help them. My mission is to make the Shadow Realm a more habitable place. I'm looking for a place that can change the fate of the survivors forever.
Just going to go back to where we were. 038, was it? If you don't have acquaintance part 1, which we do. If you have acquaintance part 2, which we don't. Otherwise, read on. Okay. Okay, so he tells us what we already know, which is people left. If token B is on secret 104, lose a time. If token A is on secret 104, flip it. If no token is on secret, place it on his token, his secret now. Okay, so we'll put this over here, and I'll put token A on it, I think is what it says. If no tokens on secret, I'm going to place A on it now. Okay. So we only get to ask him a certain number of questions. I think we're done. We don't need to ask any more questions of you. So 057 is where we're heading now to finish this scenario. I'll just check the errata because I know there were some things that are a little bit weird. Congratulations, you've reached the end of the scenario. Take the world map. We've got that here. Flip world card map 01 to explored. So we just turn it over. So that's that. Gain wildcard map 02, gain wildcard map 04, slot cards in the diagram as shown. So we'll put one here and one here. We'll do that. I'll show you that next time. Open a random booster card behind the unlock cards divider, remove all fatigue, fully heal your mistlings, save the game or start another scenario. So I think we just want to read the errata. So I'm going to just quickly do that in case there's anything that we need to know for foray into the Shadow Realm, just in case there's some things that are slightly awry. So bear with me 1 second. Okay, I'm back with some erratas, and none of them are the ones that we need to worry about, so that's all good. This is available on Board Game Geek if you're looking for it. So open a random booster. Let's do this one, shall we? There we go. Let's zoom in so you can see what we've got. We have World Without Water. Deal 1 magical damage in range 2 for every 5 damage you have. Search for 1 for every 5 damage you have. If it's fire, deal 2 damage in range 2. When you gain damage that equals or exceeds your full health, heal up to 1 and remove this card from the game. So kind of a come back to life thing. Moment of respite, discard 3, heal 3. Okay, 2 of those. Sacrifice. Gain 4 damage, gain 4 power. Cursed Reflection, deal 3 damage, drain in range 2. So this is a shadow. If you're fighting a light, deal silence in range 2. And when you attack, interrupt in range 1. Quite nice. Rejuvenation, cleanse 2, heal 2 for each token discarded this way. Okay. Wind, attack, pierce 3. You may place the top card from your discard pile on top of your deck. Quite nice. Protect the Beauty, attack. This is an earth. Attack plus X, where X is your shield. Instead of spending power for your bonus actions, you may gain that much damage. And then the last one is another shadow, life transfer. Deal 3 magical damage, drain in range 2. Deal weak in range 2 if you're fighting alike. Instead of that power, you can spend damage to use your bonus actions. So there we go. That's all of the cards that we've got. We'll put them in our pack ready for deck building next time. We also get to heal up full, remove all of our fatigue, and then start a new thing. Let's just find our map tiles. They're here. So we are placing World Map Card 2 in. Just going to go back. World Map Card 2 in this slot. So that goes there. Just bring this over. So this is World Map Card 2. We've got a few places. Oh, no, that's the wrong side. World Map Card 2. So we've got a few places that we can go. Or World Map Card 4 in the unexplored side, which goes here. Which means we can also go up here. But the only quest we've really got to do is go to P01. All of these others are XO1s, which I assume are going to be places where we can go to maybe tame, mistlings, etc. So we're going to get to heal. We're going to get to fully recover. This one's been a long one. I apologise. But there you go. First chapter done in this foray into the Shadow Realm. Let's just have a look. So we've got O. I'm just going to see what it goes up to. I think it might go up to N. There's all the X's. Let's just check. It goes up to R, so quite a few still to go, right? So I'm just working backwards through here. Bear with me. So there's still a lot of R's. Then there's P's. So yeah, R, P, and then R. So maybe not quite as many as we thought. So interestingly, we've got O's, then P's, then R's. And that's it, I think. And then we're on to X's. So yeah, looks like there's just the 3. Is that what I'm telling you? Oh yeah, it looks like it's just the 3 main quests, and then that. But this took what, 2.5 hours to do, probably. So I guess we've got the same coming from the rest of them. There you go. This has been whatever this game is. This has been Dragon Eclipse, Foray into the Shadow Realm. We'll keep going. We're almost done with the whole thing, and then I don't know what we're going to do. Because I have, regardless of all of the stuff with Awaken Realms and AIR and all of those things, I've really enjoyed the game. But it is disappointing that they can't pay artists if that's what they're officially doing. I don't know if it's been officially confirmed or not. It does make me want to shy away from Awaken Realms games, but for the money that they make and for the amount of Kickstarters that they have, you would assume that they would have been one of the ones that could. But anyway, we'll pick this up next time. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Really helps if you do those things. If you want to support the channel, help me continue to make this kind of content, then go and check out Patreon, where we have early access on certain videos. We have sort of videos of me learning new games and a few other bits and pieces on there. It's certainly worth checking out. And we'll have polls on games to come up and all of those things. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again soon.